Hello, this is Stephen Mamber. I'm a professor in the Department of Film, Television, and Digital Media, and I'm going to give you about a 3-minute crash course in virtual reality, and then I'm going to show you a sneak preview of a VR app I've been working on for about the last year. This quote, "Cinema has not yet been invented," is from a French film critic, and what he meant by cinema was there was always an idea that black and white, small frame 2D cinema was only a technological shortcoming, and that what cinema ought to be is really something like what we're calling virtual reality now, although virtual reality still has to evolve to come to that idea of moving in space completely without any sense of it being different from reality. That's why I wanted to give you the quick history, just to see that's the way the world has moved over the last century and a half or so, starting from photography to cinema to radio to television to digital video to multimedia to virtual reality. And also it's important to note that cinema technology, which dominated most of the 20th century, was always evolving. It added sound, it added color, it added 3D, it added widescreen, it even added stereo sound. Okay, a quick answer to the question, what is virtual reality? I think probably a better term for it is interactive 3D, although what you call it probably doesn't matter so much. But if we call it interactive 3D, where does it come from? And it comes from two major sources. One is 360-degree video, and the other is it can be modeled in 3D software. And game engines these days also are 3D modeling tools. So it's this combination of combining video and 3D modeling that I think creates virtual reality or interactive 3D. And some of the objectives, as we know, one is simply exploring a simulated space. Another is while we're doing it, we want to interact, which means grab stuff, point at things, shoot, all of that, a kind of combination of exploring and playing with the environment like in a game. And another big question, and one I'm interested in, is maybe it can also be a learning environment. And this is probably my most important slide in my whole little thing, which is to say that you should try to understand 3D in order to understand VR. And navigating in depth and in 360 degrees is what virtual reality is all about. And I think the really important idea is that 2D, like we're used to from movies and television, and 3D of the forms we get in virtual reality are extremely different. And the question I would ask is, what difference does depth make? And the answer is a lot. And film has been experimenting with 3D for at least 70 years. So that's where my big idea has been, let's use 3D movies to begin to understand VR. So here's a 2-slide fast history of 3D in the movies. Big in the 1950s, movies like Hitchcock's Dial M for Murder, House of Wax was a big one. There's Rock Hudson and the immortal Taza, son of Cochise, is described at the top as thrilling in 3D. It went away because people complained about headaches, or CinemaScope is really what killed it, which was a widescreen process that claimed to replace 3D. The lesser known, really important story about 3D in the movies, though, is that this century it's had a pretty big comeback, a renaissance. And I think what's really interesting about it is that there's 10 or 15 major directors, all of whom have done at least one film in 3D, usually trying to experiment with the possibilities of the medium. And this is a bunch of films that's really interested me. I'm showing on the screen about 8 of those films that I've taken a great interest in. So now to my VR app. My big discovery was that if you take 3D films, they can be viewed in virtual reality without glasses. I'm going to make that clear again because it's, I think, hard to accept, is that it used to be to watch 3D, you needed special glasses to do it. When you put on a VR headset, you can watch a 3D movie in 3D in VR, and I think that's a very big deal. In order to do something with this, I had to first figure out how to convert 3D Blu-ray video to a 3D format that would play in VR, because naturally formats are never the same as you move from one technology to another. But after much experimentation, I figured out how you could take a 3D Blu-ray and make clips that I could use within a VR app. So I got a hold of an Oculus Rift S as my VR device. I found that Unity had very good tools for VR, although I had to figure out the way to actually show 3D movies within Unity, but I found a way to do that. So what I wanted to be able to do, my basic objective, was to be able to play 3D clips from selected films together with my annotations of what that 3D was doing, so that it could be better understood. I think my idea is that we're learning about VR through studying 3D movies. And I did also want to test VR as an environment for developing media literacy skills, and generally as a way to teach, not just for 3D movies. Okay, we'll let this play, and what you'll see is selecting a movie, and then when you pick a clip, text comes up that goes with it, and you can also control when it plays and going back to the start.
Not that one, the other
all
one.
that kind of thing. And I'll emphasize again that when you're watching this in a headset, that film is showing in 3D.
Looking for your notebook. I'll look again. You stand guard.
And now, just to show we can do it, we'll go back to the list of all of the movies so that we could pick another one. I think we're getting Dial M for Murder here, and see that there's a bunch of examples with that, and that of course you can go play those again too, so you can quickly move from film to film as well. So I hope at least that gives you a quick idea of in 2D of what a 3D VR app looks like. And I've done 2 films so far, and I've got 8 more to go, and I'm going to try to get some feedback on it eventually and experiment with some other teaching possibilities. Thanks a lot.